I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Speaking of people I hate as well, there's more books than I got time to write. There really is. And one of the books that I'd like to write, but probably won't have time to write it, is Adults Who Lie to You. And if we were to look at Gen X, millennials, anyone under, I guess, 55, I don't know, the vast majority of our problems come from the fact that we are lied to about what you should do, what was important in life. You know, as a kid, you weren't raised right. We get to the fucking point where raise my kids. Well, I'm going to outsource them to daycare. What are you, crazy? Big is beautiful. All of you don't have to work. We just magically could sit on our ass and all be music therapy majors and games journalists, and somehow the economy is going to produce its own GDP. And then you're all miserable and failed and no love and fat and unfuckable and don't like your lives. And then, but lie and put up on the face. Oh, I'm so strong, independent. I'm so happy. Oh, and then you're poor and in debt and your job ain't going in because your degree. All of it. Well, not all of it. Nearly all the failures comes from you having the wrong information. Whereas I've traditionally focused on teachers and professors because, you know, that's where the education is, and parents and media, whether it's Democrat propaganda about, free shit, just we haven't tweaked it just yet. We haven't gotten the formula yet. Or corporate media, hey, buy shit. The irony, the Democrat media, it's not, there's Republican media, but they let you know it's the Republican media. You can't fucking see. And trust me, we're totally not biased. The Democrat media says vote Democrats because free shit. You're like, free shit? Oh my God. And your life sucks and you suck, not because you suck, you made the wrong choices, but because evil right-wing Republicans in the Senate. Oh, that's why. But then the corporate media, leftist, evil capitalism media. But then corporate media, buy shit, materialism. You don't want to miss out. Here, money. Totally socialist. I am the classic Che Guevara t-shirt for sale at a kiosk. If you guys don't get that, because he's a communist, but then it's a capitalist selling. Never mind. But up there with groups of adults that lie to you are these fucking therapists. And I'm so fucking sick of you lying frauds and assholes. You fucking frauds. Again, I got to provide a caveat. It's like, do all women hate men? No, of course. Do all feminists hate? No, I don't think so. But generally, we got to say, generally speaking, yes, feminists hate men. And generally speaking, you psychologists and therapists are all a bunch of fucking frauds. Yes, there might be a good one. Yes, there are occasionally. Yes, there might be some veracity to the field of study. But by and large, you're like my field, economics. You're all frauds and you're all full of bullshit. The only reason I bring this, well, there's a couple reasons I bring it up. But with the Trump election, yeah, I have a little bit of inside baseball, and I see people who I know happen to be therapists. Dude, the fact the guy got elected and they've lost their fucking shit like a petulant little child who's a Hollywood actor. I think it's got to tell you something, right? Let's go here. And here's the second reason I want to revisit therapists for you young people out there. Man, because just like the fucking teachers and professors and corporations, they are trying to get your money. Well, the Democrats try to get your vote with the promise of other people's money. So they're a little special. They're a little different. But whether it's universities or teachers or corporations, man, they want your money. And what I'm seeing is like that BetterHelp shit. But it's not just them. They're trying to make therapy like a subscription service. Like, this is just something you get. Like, it's a tank of gas. Well, every week you get a tank of gas, don't you? Every week you should see a therapist. And it'd be one thing if your fucking shit worked, but it don't. Everybody's more miserable. Everybody's fat. Everybody's unhealthy. Everyone's antidepressants. Like, with all the antidepressants we take, where the fuck is the success? It'd be the same thing. Okay, with all this Keynesian stimulus, where's the fucking success? And you know, it's equally implausible. Just like it comes, we can figure out how an economy works. Really? So let's just take China, for example, 1.2 billion people, diverse, many aspects. You can figure that out, huh? You can figure that out. And these therapists, we can figure out the human mind. It's a science. Really, you can't? All right. Why does the economy suck? Why haven't we figured this out yet? I mean, economics as I guess, maybe not a formal discipline, but a discipline. I guess we go back to the 1700s. Psychology, what is that, 1800s? And the health is getting worse. Everyone is miserable and sad. You think with all the antidepressants we've been taking, people would be happy. But no. Aren't self-deletion rates going up? Isn't every metric of psychological health in the United States, I think like the health is going down, the cases are going up? We just, the reason we've been diagnosing the autism Asperger, because everyone's fucking faking it in the vast majority of instances, and everyone's an attention whore. No one wants to raise their kids because we kick fathers out. How's that? How's that, you fucking psych frauds? No, we just been discovering it. No, there aren't dads around to kick the kids' asses, get them disciplined. You have broken families and broken homes. You have moms abandoning their children because they got a girl boss. Girl boss head in the joke. Girl boss thing in a jock strap. But it's these people themselves. So I forgot. Before there's so many therapists are a joke. Let me count the ways. So Trump gets elected, and I've seen here and there therapists, no fucking joke, lose their fucking minds. Really? And I'd like to say how they lost their minds, but it's an overreaction. I'm sorry. I have a hard time trusting somebody who can't accept the outcomes of an election. Of course, I've lived through Democrat presidents, Democrat Congresses. I didn't lose my shit. But they have. And because they're trying to hey, you need to get a subscription, so you need to come in every week. You need to just like, even if you don't have nothing wrong with you, they want you to come in. But by God, the real damage is when they say, oh, you got BPD. Oh, yeah, all you girls got BPD. All of you got depression. And all you boys got autism and Asperger's because you're a little awkward at 13. Yeah, that's not normal. And this lie, combined with all the other lies the adults tell, if your life isn't fucking perfect, I'm sad. So I need a therapist. Supposed to be all day, all the time. Like, no, you're not. Occasionally I'll get guys who went through some bad shit. Cappy. What? My wife divorced me. I got laid off. My kids don't talk to me anymore. I'm sad and depressed. What do I do about it? I'm like, nothing. That's the natural reaction to having shitty things happen to you. You're supposed to be depressed. You'd have a real fucking problem if you were happy about it. Every once in a while, I get a legit crazy person, like schizophrenic or whatever. Okay, yeah. You got to deal with that. But man, have they lied to everyone, make them miserable, make them poor and in debt, and fucking, I guess the biggest thing is the contradiction where you're told you're going to be making 6 figures and happy, and when you don't make the 6 figures and you're not happy, I think that's it. And then you got to come to the realization that the people presumably are supposed to love you or at least care about your future, parents, teachers, guidance counselors. Don't even get me started about media and government and corporations. That's separate. They're there to profit off of you. Yeah, you got to come to the realization you wasted your youth, and life is going to be way harder than what they pretended to you. Yeah, that should make you sad. And there's a thing. Oh my God, here's some drugs. Never the truth, right, therapists? Never. Oh, yeah. Well, you got to get off your ass and go, maybe you should lose some weight and get some exercise. Never go to, oh, yeah, the feminism is, man, I don't know if you noticed, but feminists aren't generally happy people. You should probably search for love and, dare I say, some good sex. Oh, yeah, you're miserable because you're working all the time and not raising your kid. Yeah, you're married. You're miserable because you're a pussy and you don't stand up to your wife and set down some boundaries. Oh, here's some drugs. Oh, how does it make you? No one gets any better. So it didn't come as a shock to me. It reminded me. And it reminded me there's this whole field of weak, pathetic people. Generally, I know there's some therapists of you out there who, it's not that you're Democrat or Republican, but somebody gets elected you don't like, you don't lose your fucking shit. I'm like, oh yeah, but most of you do. Most of you were late. Here, you want your selection? It's the same selection bias as the teacher. Why do teachers suck? Teachers suck because at 17, when they were young kids, they were deciding what to major in. And they said, I don't want to work hard. I don't want to do math. I want to be a teacher. I'm not joking about that. That's not bullshit. The reason teachers suck is because you have lazy people choosing for the degree. And they have never leaving school since the years of 5 years old. They go from school to college to going back to school to teach. Therapists are the same thing. You're a 17-year-old arrogant fuckwit. Think, I want to know the human mind and tell people what to think. I gotta go. I remember psychology major. I remember one gal. Okay, let me tell you about this one gal. I was a freshman, and all she did was play mind games with me. We were gonna go on it, weren't gonna go on a date. She seemed to like me, but then wouldn't show up. This girl was a psychology major. Now, she came from wealth. Mom and dad paid for everything. She had a very nice car. I remember she picked me up in it one time. That person, when they graduate with their master's degree by the age of 24, I'm not going to trust a 24-year-old spoiled little brat from the burbs. Again, Cappy, if you have to have a therapist, who's going to be the angriest, most pissed off white guy who served in Vietnam. That's who I want as a therapist. But you look at who chooses therapy, it's soft, weak people who've never worked a day in their life. And you're damn right they all vote Democrat. You're damn fucking right, which would be okay and fine. I guess it wouldn't factor into the analysis. But then when something doesn't go their way, their solution is a petulant, immature, not responsible adult behavior. We should have free shit for everyone. Right, therapists, right? The politics. Do you guys remember when the American Psychological Association came out with saying toxic masculinity? Toxic masculinity. Men bad. We didn't say that. Shut the fuck up. We're done with this. Oh, you could say the most horrific fucking shit about a group of people, but you're saying it in a constructive, critically manner. No, you hate men and you want obedient little soy boys. Fuck off. You're not even therapists. You're fucking Marxist hacks. Oh, you want to be masculine and get laid. Ooh, you got some issues there. We got to treat you. Ooh. My favorite is what is it? I don't know the actual psychological term. Is it gender dysphoria? Is that it? where you're not, you question your sexuality you were born with, right? Hey, not saying it don't I'm not saying there ain't things like autism or schizo, not at all. Well, holy shit, you guys want to go make your fucking money. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, here, go get that. Yeah, go do that. There's none of this, like, maybe the parents should have a say. Okay, maybe it's just a phase. That's the biggest fucking tip right there. You guys are politically and financially motivated. A 13-year-old girl, let's just say, maybe she might be bi. Oh, she might want to, maybe she's not straight. Maybe she wants to go through the surgery. Hey. Okay, that might be the case. Sure. But you know what? Probably a fad. Probably a phase. God, because, 13-year-old girls don't fucking attention hoard up in middle school. No, they totally don't go with fashions and trends. There's a difference between 1987 and they poof their bangs versus 2024. Like, yeah, cut them off. Yeah. Fuck out of here with this shit. And then all you've been lied to, all of you, all of us have been lied to by the adult generations before us. That's not, everyone blames the generation before. Well, who the fuck else would you blame? Was it the kids I didn't have that told me the lies? And so then everyone lies to you. It's like, yeah, your life fucking sucks. Yeah, you should be sad and depressed. I need it. And then here they come. Ooh, you have this. You have autism. You have depression. That's a fuck. Social anxiety. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. You're a weak ass pussy. Didn't hit the gym. Didn't get in fights. And you need to go punch someone in a boxing ring and get punched in return. But no. Go take some fucking drugs because you're a little socially anxious at an environment you haven't been in. Heaven forbid you fucking face down your fears. Heaven forbid you go fucking socialize and be slightly uncomfortable for a little bit. Don't even get me started about pharmaceutical. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but don't get me started about pharmaceutical firms coming in. Ozempic, you want to do that one? Huh? How long you want to go? Therapists. Hey, you fat fucking bitch. Maybe you hit the treadmill and diet. This new drug, look, holy shit. How many side effects do you want? Have you tried just losing the weight? Have you tried working hard? No, here's a pill. I don't have to bother looking up the side effects, do I? Do I really? Do I have to look up the side effects? Just if nothing's your fault, here's a pill. Don't go out and do exercise. Don't go out and do this. Don't go out and work out. Ah, fuck, I'm just as lazy as you. I'm a therapist. I avoided math like everyone else. I'll listen to you talk jibber jabber. Here's a prescription. Is there see, again, this is why I want the oldest, angriest white guy Vietnam veteran. Because he just looked at you and said, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. Take some action and responsibility and get yourself out. Everything's a drug. Let's just talk next week. Okay. And then guys, really get to know a therapist. Right? Probably sucking their thumb because Trump got elected. Do you know how many therapists don't have their financial shit together? Do you know how many therapists don't have their financial shit together? Ask me. Like, show me one that does have that. They're not like Frazier and Niles. Collecting good money. These people, now, maybe way back in the day, when an obscure percent would consult the boomers of New York City because it was a fucking fashion accessory. Fine, maybe they were well-to-do. Now you got a whole generation of Gen X and millennial therapists. Fuck off. Why don't you tell me about boomers who are marriage consultants? And at the end of the day, where I got a problem is you have people whose lives are a fucking wreck giving people advice on their mental health. Dude, get your fucking house in order. Your finances are shit. You're sucking your thumb because an election didn't go your way. A lot of them are on drugs and antidepressants themselves. And if you go and you look again with the selection bias, it's 17-year-olds who got mental problems that go like, I'm going to figure myself out. Oh, now when I tell other people, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You totally have the head to his. Yeah. Here's a prescription. La 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 la. I don't know why people aren't getting better mentally. That's another like how many of you actually work? Like I could understand it. I could understand it if you like a teacher. They're almost parallel. You served in war, you're dealing with PTSD victims, you've seen some horrific shit, you know the value of life. Or you just worked at a factory, you're a normal human being, and then later on, you decide to become a therapist where you got some years experience, you could actually provide some wisdom. What percentage of you therapists, like you graduated at 24 with your master's? We graduated a PhD at 26, whenever it and you never setting foot in the real world. All you've done is been in school since 5 years old, and you're going to consult people on the wisdom. And then fine, here, you guys want to do some look up reproducibility psychological studies. You're like, holy shit, there's like barely any veracity to this field whatsoever. Again, some things are established, but my God. You're like, what? What percent couldn't be reproduced? And you're treating it like a fucking science? This isn't neurology. This is astrology for neurology. This is astrology for people who aren't smart enough to do neurology or neurochemistry. Swear to God, that's about the veracity of this psychological stuff. You might as well be astrologers. And aside from like legit where just somebody needs to talk to someone, that I can understand. I think the big one is they're hoodwinking you all. And are you on? You don't work out. You're fat. You're not getting laid. You don't have no friends. You stay indoors. You're drinking heavily. You're doing whatever other recreational drugs. Oh no, your brain is complete. No, none of those things matter. It's your brain that's off. You just have this genetic preconditioning to depression. Don't work out. Don't get off your fat, lazy ass. Don't settle aside the depressants and the booze. It's not that your life sucks. It's not that you got $50,000 for your arts degree and student loan debt. You're working as a barista anyway. No, there's something wrong with your brain. I got a question for you therapist assholes out there. Do you ever recommend, in addition to here's the magic pill that makes it all go away and makes this company billions of dollars over here, do you ever recommend exercise and diet? Do you ever look, I guess doctors do like a holistic approach, well, here's what the medicine says, but let's take a look at some other factors, which you should. Do you guys ever do that? Hey, Becky, the reason you're a sad sack of depressed shit is because you're working all the time and you're 300 pounds and you ain't got no fun and you don't see the sun. Do you ever do that, or are you not allowed to tell the truthies? Are you not allowed? Like, well, if I look like you, I'd be depressed too. I got social anxiety disorder. No, you're just this pussy. I could tell. Like, you're weak, you're noodly arm, you're afraid, and you're lazy. You don't want to go out. You're so weak, you can't suffer. You can't suffer the slightest bit of inconvenience and pain or discomfort. I'm going to recommend you before we start plying your brain with drugs, okay? Before we start doing that, why don't you go join a boxing gym, get the shit kicked out of you a little bit, learn to fight back a little bit. Let's see where that gets you, okay? Why don't you go take some ballroom dance courses? Or is it drugs? Blind leading the fucking blind. I'd like to know the credit score of my therapist if I'm going to see one. Thank you. I want to know what did you do before therapy school? Were you a taxi cab driver? Were you a cop? Were you an accountant? Were you a firefighter? What real working world? I'm from the suburbs. And then I went and got psychology degree. And now I know everything to tell people about the brainy brain. Shut the fuck up, you know-nothing hack. And for those of you who actually do need therapy, like you got a legit problem, swear to God, find someone who's at least 40. Find someone who actually worked a real job outside of just being a psychologist or a therapist. Go get now here's I think it's a psychiatrist is the actual MD. Those I'd give it because you had to go to fucking medical school. Fine, do some research. I'm not saying you don't all need, well, okay, you all don't need therapy. Not all of you. Some of you do. But for God's sake, don't talk to someone with an IQ of 95 who lived off of mommy and daddy, never left school, and is sitting there like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you find a real adult that has experience and maturity and then also happens to have a license to then provide therapy. I don't know where you find that. Dr. David Maloney, histherapist.com. I recommend him all the time. I can't recommend him no more, not because he's done anything wrong. He's got a full plate. He's full. He's like, I can't take anymore. I mean, but go really look at the LinkedIn profile of these people. Now, maybe I'm a little too old. Maybe you want pissed off, grizzled Afghan vet or Iraq vet. Maybe you want someone who, I don't know, drove bus for a living. Something where they're a real man or woman who worked in the real world. But fuck these fraudulent academic lifelong academic hacks who've never set foot in the real world. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm not trusting Bipsy, the 25-year-old with the fresh polished machine who just got her PhD in psychology. Fuck you. And I don't know how much more research and ancillary evidence you need to realize, wow, it ain't fucking working. More and more people on antidepressants and drugs. People are getting fatter. Everyone's more miserable. They keep finding out that academic studies can't be reproduced. Drugs. I want to know, there should be like a physical fitness there. There's a market, somebody out there. Let's say you actually want to help people in psychology, right? You're very keen on mental health. You genuinely want to help people, but you also work out. There you go. There's a whole market for you. Physical mental health. You say, well, our practice here is we get you in physical shape first. So like if you're fat, before we put you on drugs, you're going to lose the weight. No, we're not giving you Ozempic. No, you got to lose it in. All right. You don't go outside. We're going to do it. Your social anxiety. We're going to put you in social situations. This bullshit. I should make you feel. Isn't that a trope by now? The New York therapist. How does it make you feel? Oh, we're so knowledgeable. It's the late 70s New York. Look how effete and avant-garde we are. I don't care if rich boomers piss away their money on that. I don't care. But for you young people, I'm not saying like if there ain't fucking something really wrong, but Jesus, there's so many frauds out there. Just like, education is the key to getting out of poverty. Meanwhile, all you did was put a bunch of kids into debt. Same thing. They're misdiagnosing because they're lazy or fraudulent or ineffectual in terms of, or they're just fucking biased. And in particular case, man, oh, you're toxic. You like women with big boobs. Oh, you want to get in fights. You have anger. Oh, that's bad. You're not going to, no. There is so much room for fraud and stealing your fucking money and not solving your fucking problem. That for the love of God, will you please consider things like, no, I'm not a therapist, right? If you got a real problem, go talk to a therapist. For the love of God, find one that's old and pissed off and isn't just some idiotic academic hack. I don't know how you do that. Or just go talk to your whatever, your pastor, which isn't a guarantee either. Get some friends, some fucking thing. For the love of, I'm sad. Well, are you a Zoomer with debt and there's no hope and all the women are kind of ugly and atrocious and don't want to go on a date? Yeah, you probably should be sad. Doesn't mean you're mentally ill. Matter of fact, it means your brain's working pretty damn well. And yeah, all you thumb-sucking therapists because Trump got elected and your finances are shit and you yourself are mentally ill, get the fuck out of here. Like Democrat economists thinking they know how to solve the economy. Just bring off more money and borrow more. Tax people. We can tax ourselves into success. Oh, link below. I have a link to maybe a guy you want to talk to. Okay. Apex Mindset. Paul Benjamin. If you want to talk to him, maybe point you in the right direction. He's the only guy I know that has capacity to take more clients. And he's just going to recommend you to a therapist if you got legit stuff. You know, he's just what was he? Military. The fuck was he? Go talk to him, okay? Go talk to some friends. And then also, it's not therapist. It's not therapy. I got a course called The Dad You Never Had. Take that course. See if there's some fucking advice in there that you weren't given. Put that advice into practice in your life. And then see if you're, by the way, the solution is not throw the switch. And then my problems go away and I feel better. That's called drugs, of which I'm familiar with. Alcohol, that's why I'd be very angry. I have a shot of booze. Oh, the anger went away. I get it. But in the meantime, you want to make progress towards long-term solutions to your problems. This is just a throw of the switch. I'd be curious. I know we'll get to Dino side. I'd be curious, like if you guys just had stable jobs and good incomes, what % of your problems would go away? Which isn't a psychological problem, it's a financial problem. Well, how do you solve financial problems? Well, usually got to get a good skill. Can I do that like by throwing a switch? No, you can't. Takes a couple of years. So if you may want to take that course, The Dad You Never Had, see if that more practical advice, you put it into your life, improves things. Oh, I should also link The Way of Monkey book. A lot of times you guys are all pissed off and angry about shit you don't control. And you just got to accept it. Once you get to the acceptance stage, then at least you're not angry and pissed off about it anymore. Go get The Way of Monkey book by Turtflingy Monkey. It's on Amazon. Therapy is BS. Leftoid feminazi mom sent me to multiple. Oh, God, yeah. Don't get me started about the number of clients I had. Yeah, they diagnosed me with autism at 6. Why? Because you're a little boy and didn't want to sit still? Having me put on schizo meds for reacting poorly to her abuse. Watching Pop and my dad and the friends I've made in Pop's community. Oh, Terrence Pop community have done worlds more for me. Peace. Yep. God, that shit where parents don't want a parent. No, put my kid on drug because he's bothering me. He needs attention. She wants, imagine that. Kids want attention. How could you imagine that? Parents shipping your kids off to school at 5 years old to hang out with a bunch of strangers and leftist randos. And then they come back and you got to drop them off in daycare because the two of you, you can't afford kids on one income. Yes, you can, but Bipsy needs her college degree paid off, and you can't go to the office with a shit car. You need a brand new SUV. I can't imagine the kid might have some issues. It's not spend time with the kids. No, give them drugs. Are you normies waking up to? Are you Democrat like the old school blue collar Democrats? Are you starting to wake up and realize the fucked upness? This bullshit of destroying the family. Are you starting to realize how government checks have really fucked up the economy and society? You starting to see that? Spotted T, $10. Cappy, I took your advice. Now I work as a supervisor at a security company, working nights, no one bucks. $28 an hour. Holy shit, dude. Where are you working? That's a handsome wage. And now maybe I'm going to assume you're in an expensive city. But still, even that's $56,000 a year. No. Yeah, $56,000 a year. Not bad, Spotted T. Not bad at all. No one bugs me. So you paid cash $28 an hour. What would you put per hour that ain't no one bothering you, huh? That's got to be at least $10 an hour worth it right there. You could get your shit done. See, security is security. I tell you, man. Sea Blaster, 2 pounds. Escorts are therapy. Yeah, imagine that. Having sex and having fun might be a good therapy. I don't mean the drug fun. I'm not saying don't go out and don't get shit-faced every once in a while. I'm not even like, okay, fine, pot and all that, just a little bit. But imagine that. Men and women, God, how much of it is that men and women are just fat, unfuckable pigs, and there's nothing to look forward to in life anymore? How much of it is that? The Dashing Rogue, $2. Ask them what is mentally healthy. They can't answer. Oh, I can't imagine when you go to academia what those psychology books are like. I can't imagine Can't imagine there's anything tangible. My truth, the king. $10. I realize Trump is still a politician, so he ain't our savior, but it does seem some people think countries have taken a sudden turn for the best. Non-woke is stupidity. Example, Miss Denmark 2024 1. I think those are merely coincidences. I don't think Trump had that effect. I know I'd be worried about DEI. If you were a DEI person, I'd worry about Trump because DEI almost got that guy killed. And if DEI almost murdered me, oh, I'd be on the warpath for DEI. I'm like, nope, getting rid of it. Oh, no. You almost got me killed. End of discussion. Fuck off. Froggy, 5001. As Romanian TV said, therapists and therapy are just Catholic priests and confessionals are secularists. At least confessions are free. I would also imagine the Catholic priests and confessions don't have a motivation to sell you drugs. Maybe motivation to enrich the church. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But then, like, here's a drug that has effect on your brain. You need friends to talk to. How many of the problems would go away if 1, we didn't lie to our children, 2, people were financially stable, 3, you had friends in a social life and you went out, and then 4, if people were good looking? How many of you would have problems then? Or 5, nuclear families stayed together and one parent worked and one raised the kid. I know, ladies. I know. It's really important you pay taxes and become a girl boss. We know that. My truth, the king, $5. It shines light on how huge sheep most people things are. And waiting for someone, not me, point out, call out the emperor has no clothes. I understand most people are equally responsible for their current situation as they are that they were lied to. There's some innocence that they were lied to and given the wrong information. You millennials should be pissed off and angry as all fucking get out right now. Absolutely. You were lied to. You should be angry. That wasn't your fault. But this social anxiety, I get guys all the time coming in, oh, I'm a loser. I'm like, do you go out? Do you work out? Do you get the sun? Do you lift heavy objects? Do you do? No, you're a lazy sack of shit too. They also want to believe, now this is where they're culpable and guilty. You want to believe a pill is going to solve it. You want to believe that there's no obligation on your side, that almost the therapy becomes the treatment itself, where you just go in and you don't solve your problem. Therapists don't mind that. You're a repeat customer. So everyone is squirming, looking for the easy way out. No different. I guess maybe it'd be considered psychology. Society lied to women and said, yeah, you can be a fat, unfuckable pig and you're going to be happy and everything's going to be great and you're going to find your man. All right. I don't know how you believe it, but let's just say everyone told you that. Fine. Well, you're also responsible indulging yourself in that bullshit where by the age of 36, you haven't found no man. Maybe you ought to, I don't know, listen to what men want. And there's got to be a point where you say, all right, I think what I've been trying ain't working. I'm going to hit the gym, diet, lose weight. And on top of it, that's good for me healthily. Or are the medical industry lying to you women that, well, men need to be jacked and in shape, but you women can be as fat and gross as you want because strong, independent girl boss. Do you believe it? How many fat activists have died, male and female, by the way? So then you would think, okay, I got to hit the gym and take some ownership here. Oh, no, anything but that. Then Ozempic comes in. I got someone on the inside. Holy shit, when that came out, the number of women who this client friend had as clients themselves. You need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. Diabetes. You need to lose weight. Ozempic. Here you go. Oh, my God. Can I get the Ozempixies? Magic pill with a bunch of bad shit that comes along with it. Anything to avoid responsibility work. Anything. Look, I understand dieting and exercise, that's not fun. But for the guys, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I'm social anxiety. Come on, man. Like, how hard is it to go to a dance class? I'm not asking you to run 10 miles with a weight jacket on. How much does it cost to go outside? Just walk around. Like, you get into hike. I'm not even saying running. Running, there's a buildup. Hiking, you just start walking. Go outside. Go to a museum. Walk around. What? How hard is that? I'm not like saying go do 8,000 push-ups and break rocks. You can't go outside. You can't go to a social event. Everyone, you're all see, and that's where it's not the therapist's fault. Everyone's so fucking lazy. They can't even go outside and attempt to be social. They just want a pill to make them feel better. At which point I said, well, then you're not human. You're this entity that wants to constantly avoid pain. Even if that pain leads to solving your problems, being happier, being content, having success, making progress in life. You just want to feel a certain way. You're a drug addict. Fine, then do your drugs, but then shut up and stop being depressed about it. My life sucks. Yes, because you like what the drugs make you feel like. You're avoiding pain. You've avoided pain. Rejoice. You've not felt a single pain in your life. You took the drug. Then don't bitch and whine. Oh, I'm not happy. People aren't hanging out. Who the fuck would hang out with you? Chuck the Painter, 10 euros. To come back to your no meaning in job life, I work as a painter and my main niche is renovating carousels. Oh, that's got to be kind of rewarding. I've had tons of work for the past 10 years and every day still doesn't feel like work. Yeah, see, but that's one of them rare, exceptional deals. I mean, that is a craft. And you at the end, you got something real beautiful. The only thing I got approaching that is like, my yard when I got grass to grow. Like, hey, look at this. It didn't die. Dude, I hope you're taking pictures and making like a picture book out of that before and after. That's great. And then you get to go there and see it, like, oh yeah, Dad painted that. You see that? Dad's craft work right there. L Monster, $5. What do you think about YouTuber therapists like the Healthy Gamer? Who's the YouTuber therapist? Look, at this point in state, are they honest and are they telling you get off your fucking ass and go do something? And maybe, yes, you might actually have a problem. I mean, how honest are they? That's all I care about. Versus some people who just mail it in lazily. Drugs. Is the YouTuber therapist, is that a real person who worked a real job? I don't know. I'd have to watch them. Here's the ultimate test. I don't know how you'd analyze this. You'd have to go and poll the people that followed his or her advice. But find out if people followed YouTuber therapist's advice and did they get better? And if they did, yeah. Like the Healthy Gamer. Who's the Healthy Gamer? I don't know. Is he about getting exercise and playing video games? Yeah, the premise sounds great. You should be going outside and playing and like physically. You should just be playing games. So I don't know. Are the people getting better? If you apply that standard to the fucking therapist, holy shit. Like everyone keeps going to college. Everyone thinks you can't put a price on education. I'm like, how many in-debt generations of young people do you need to know to knock it off with this college shit? Holy fuck. You don't understand. According to our own self-created discipline, our research found that we need more money. Ken says hi for $1. Hello, Ken. And Moy free lifestyle, $2. Shadow work and stoicism is better than therapy any day. Shadow work? You mean like working under the table, getting paid cash or something? Stoicism is it. Look, again, not saying there aren't people with like legit mental problems. Not saying to go talk to an independent third party. There's something wrong with that. But Jesus Christ, people just want all the problems to go away. And there's a bunch of shots there. Well, if you talk to me, they will go away. And I'm wondering how many of these therapists go in, they themselves lazy, and like they're going to mail it in. And they keep seeing the same person who doesn't follow their advice. And then they get pissed off. They're not following my advice. I'm like, well, weren't you kind of equally lazy? They're just looking for an easy way out. They want you to give them the magic pill. Isn't that what you did with your career? Because you didn't like go out and explore the world, become a seasoned human being who has wisdom and insights. You just like a joke of a human being that went and studied a dubious, based on reproducibility, study and field to go and like blither blather for an hour while people sit on your couch. I mean, do you guys, let me ask, is there any concern or care among the psychology or therapy industry that by pretty much all the metrics, health is getting worse? Like, that's where I came to the point to realize my profession, economists and economics, is bullshit or is being practiced wrong. I'm like, it's not getting better. GDP growth rate is going down. Labor force participation rate is going down. Debts are going up. My colleagues are wrong. They're fraudulent. They're just saying what people want to say, particularly politicians, so they get more money and employment. Meanwhile, the population suffers. Has there been a mea culpa? Has there been an intellectual honesty? Is there a group of therapists out there say, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. We fucked up. We're failing. God, and to think of that, the Zoomers and the millennials, like, man, wow, they need their therapy. They do. They think like they need it. 2 generations, soon to be 3, of depressed kids. It's a booming industry, man. Booming. Link below, The Dad You Never Had. Available on Teachable. See if that helps. Go out and run and see the sun. See if that helps. Learn Stoicism. Read The Way of Monkey book. See if that helps. All right, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.